What is the most you have ever witnessed people put on the will? As many, I'm talking about family members, friends, or whomever they want to put in, charities or anyone. What was like the most have you seen as far as the number?
Probably somewhere in the 20s.
20s.
I did have one family that they had, I think, 14 kids, and only 2 of them were natural. The other 12 were all adopted.
Wow.
And they changed their will quite a few times because they had a different percentage for each child. And a lot was even based upon their relationship with those children.
Wow. Have you ever witnessed when children fight because they feel it's not fair how mom and dad disperse the estate?
Yes. Yeah, I've seen that a lot. You try to obviously avoid, you hope when your client comes in and if they say that there's a situation, you try to guide them to do the right thing. And,
is that what they say?
Well, sometimes they will tell you what their situation is and how they don't get along and, what the adversity is. And
the little drama behind the scenes.
Yeah, there's a little drama behind the scenes. And my role is to try to make it as smooth as possible for the family later on. But yes, I have had probate situations or real estate transactions where when the clients come into me, there's already attorneys involved representing every sibling, and they've been fighting for the last 3 years about who's paying what, who's doing what. They don't trust each other. And, at the end of the day, the more attorneys you get involved, the less money that the family gets to keep. And I say that as an attorney.
Right.
We like drama because we get paid to deal with that.
Correct.
But if you're doing the right thing by your clients, you're trying to help them avoid that in the future.
Right. You mentioned earlier, David, the situation that you need to put the advertising in the paper, right? To locate other family members if they are out of state. I just want to address this part towards those that have family members that are not in New York or not local.
So if you have so many people, sometimes you have a situation where there's no will and there's no spouse, there's no kids. Parents have passed away, there's no siblings, and now you're dealing with all cousins, aunts, and uncles. And without a will, you then have to go and find maybe 18, 20 people along that line. And some people have lost touch with them.
How do you chase them?
Yeah, you have to put ads out. You have to hire investigators. You can, if they go to Ireland or they're in a different country, you have to try to locate them, serve them with papers.
What if you can't find them?
You have to be able to prove to the court that you have taken every step possible to find them. Also, if you have a will that wasn't properly written and they don't have a separate affidavit signed by witnesses, you can then have to try to locate those old witnesses. And it could be a witness from like 1981 that worked for that law firm back then, but no, they can't be found now. So you have to go and try to find those old witnesses to see if the will was done properly. So I don't often recommend that people list too many people in their will because then if they've lost touch with them, then it could become a huge expense for the estate to try to locate them later on and get them to sign off on the estate. There's proper ways to draft a will so you don't have to find the witnesses later on, 30, 40 years later. So this all comes under the proper drafting, making sure you hire an attorney who knows what they're doing. There are some trusts I've seen attorneys draft for a husband and wife where they're giving each other control, but it's supposed to be irrevocable and it wasn't properly done.
So wait, you mean to tell me attorneys also make mistakes and make stuff?
Yes. Yes,
really?
They do. Yes. So if you have an attorney who is not well versed in an area and they don't follow the rules, they're not accomplishing the goal for their client. And their client might think that they are properly protecting an asset when they, in fact, didn't because of poor drafting.